Dear friends, it is with mixed feelings that I am saying hello to you all, wherever you are, in Europe or all over the world. And I would have loved to meet you in person this week in Paris. We all know things are as they are right now. This is reality 2021. Therefore, I'm all the more impressed by Monsieur Thierry de Pouly and his team, how they have made this meeting possible in this form. And therefore, it's an honor for me to greet you here and also to introduce to you Mr. Bert Loper. Bert Loper is director of Tresor, Tesoro, Treasury, is the Center of Frisian History and Literature, and Tresor will be, so we hope, your host in 2022.
Dear friends, dear guests, dear participants, on behalf of Tresor, on behalf of the city of Leeuwarden, on behalf of the province of Friesland, I would like to invite you, it is an honor to invite you to the Board Games Colloquium 2022 in our beautiful city, in our beautiful province. Let's be honest, we are not always the center of the world. In many aspects we are not, but next year we certainly are in one aspect in the domain of board games. So again, it's a great honor to have you here next year to make this invitation, and I think your presence here next year will accentuate our role as a center of board game studies and board games, as a documentation center, as a study center. So next year, come all to Leeuwarden. We'll have a very good time here together, and I'll see you next year. Thank you very much.
Friesland is the Netherlands' most northern province on the border of the Wadden Sea, which is listed by UNESCO as World Heritage. There are 4 Frisian islands in the Wadden Sea, and one of them is a special island, an Isle of Chess, named Schiermonnikoog. The region is inhabited by a national minority, the Frisians, who are the proud speakers of their own language, Frisian.
Het liefst zou ze jongeres willen willen. Ze zei ze alle jaren dat ze goed doen ze kennen.
There are 11 medieval cities in Friesland, Franeker of course, and the capital Leeuwarden. That's the place where the Congress will be.
Oh shit. Ja, mooi doe je. Zit ik rest voor mij of meer?
Tresor is the largest cultural heritage institution of Friesland. And the word has connections with the word treasury or trésor. And Tresor was an institute that was founded in 2002, and it consists of 3 different sections. There is a literary and a documentary center with a museum. There are national archives concerning Friesland, and we also have many archives of private persons and families. And there is a large scientific library that was originally founded in 1852. Building upon several interesting book collections on chess and drafts, Tresor started with the Mind Sports Collection Center in 2017. In this year, a large collection of bridge books was donated to Tresor, and since we have a Mind Sports Collection Center with chess, drafts, Go and bridge. And Tresor has the 2nd largest bridge collection of bridge books in a public library in the world. The largest one is in the Victoria State Library in Melbourne, Australia. Tresor has also archives on mind sports. We have the archives of the European Go Center of Amsterdam, and we have a large part of the FIDE chess archives in Tresor.
So, next year, 2022, Board Game Studies Colloquium in Leeuwarden or in Leeuwarden, as we say here. We will be proud to have you as our guests, and of course you are wondering what will be the theme. Well, the theme will be Ludus in Academia. Ludus. Of course, I need not explain that word to you. Why academia? Well, it sounds nice, of course, but there are also three real reasons to focus on academia, the academy, university, world of learning. And the first of these is that Tresor, as my colleague Marta told you just now, started as an academic library, the library of the now lost University of Franeker. But the books of the library went here, and the collection was kept alive and new parts were added to it. One of them, of course, old, sometimes very rare books on mind sports. And I've just a small showcase here, and this one, Le Bridge Opposition, as far as we know, is this the sole existing copy of this book all over the world. And we would be very happy to welcome a guest who says, well, I've got another one, but up till now, no one has come forward. And it is important to have those old sources because games change in the course of time, and well, when and where and why did such changes come about, and all you have to study such questions is old sources. So we are collecting important sources for the history of mind sports and also other board games here, and we would love to share our treasures in this respect with you next year. So that's one, academic study of games. The next one is that, of course, universities, academies, world of learning is like any other society, any other group, a world of its own with its own, well, rules, conventions, and also pastimes. And as a matter of fact, here we have a guest book of one of the public houses of the University of Franeker, in which students left some notes and farewell messages. And one of them describes what kind of games he played as a student in Franeker. And it's always very interesting to see what kind of games were played by the elite, and then to follow such a game through the rest of society. And finally, in the third place, Ludus in Academia refers, of course, to the fact that all over the world people are playing games, and the way in which people are playing and also the kind of games they develop always mirror something of the psychology and also the society of that very group. For example, here in Frisia we have 11 historic cities, and when it gets really cold, we like to have a historic skating tour along all of the 11 cities. And well, because of the climate change, that has become quite rare for the last decades, but nevertheless we won't give up hope yet. But this skating tour is so famous and so deeply rooted in, I would almost say, the Frisian soul, that you have to witness it to know what I'm talking about. But for that reason, all kinds of games have been developed around this skating tour. That's one example. Another example is this Happy Family game that Marta and Dick are playing right now. It was developed by a farmers' organization, and it, on the one hand, mirrors traditional Frisian farmer life. On the other hand, it sets a certain standard, so it tends to steer society in a certain direction. So for all that kinds of reasons, games are studied in an academic context nowadays as a mirror of society, as a mirror of psychology. And for that reason, we have close connections with the University of Groningen. And the University of Groningen recently started an 11th faculty, the University Campus Friesland, to which we hope to invite you to next year. Okay, papa. Het skiën.
Near the Oldenhoven Tower now, which is the leaning tower of Leeuwarden. Leeuwarden was European Capital of Culture in 2018. The whole of the province participated in the projects and it was a great success and we had lots of fun. Next year there will be a small reprise. We'll have a cultural program from April to July 2022. So when you visit the Board Game Studies Colloquium in Leeuwarden, you will be able to participate.
Therefore, we conclude, see you next year in Leeuwarden.